Hello, and welcome to the channel. I'm Chelsea Brown, physical therapist and founder at Reboot Concussion Recovery. In today's video, we're going to talk about recovery. A lot of times people expect this nice linear recovery, but that is not the case. And it is even more amplified in concussion recovery, dysautonmia, long COVID, when we're talking about nervous system regulation and the full body holistic picture, right? When you think about an ankle sprain, that recovery probably wasn't linear either, but it didn't affect your day-to-day as much. You walked too much one day, you did too much, the ankle is sore. You know that you have to limit your steps the next day, right? It's a little sore, it's speaking to you, you have to take breaks, sit, whatever, but you can still get up out of bed, probably can still do your job, can still make your food, get ready, all those sort of household activities. That is not necessarily the case in concussion recovery, where these symptom flares feel like they are much more debilitating. They interfere with our day-to-day activity way more than an orthopedic injury. There's usually more workaround in those orthopedic injuries. But if we zoom out and look at our recovery and take a more big picture approach, we can often find that these symptom flares, or what we're referring to as regressions, are actually just recalibrations of our nervous system. And if we look at it and frame it that way, we can have a much more positive outlook on our recovery and can see those changes week over week or month over month. So what's happening when we enter a symptom flare or regression? And again, I'm using that in quotations because that's not really what's happening. You're not regressing, we're recalibrating. When you update your phone and it has new software, right, the phone has to shut down and reboot before it has the capacities of the new software. Your nervous system's the same. When you implement a new stimulus, whether it's cognitive, doing more at work, spending more time on a computer, social, going out to a restaurant, being in a group setting with multiple people talking, or physical, just doing more activity, higher intensity, longer duration, if it is beyond what you've currently been used to, right? We introduced a new stimulus, you might get warning signs from your body, your nervous system, in the sense of symptoms. These warning signs are your body saying, hey, that was a little bit too much. I need to reboot for a second. I need to kind of adjust and recalibrate to that new stimulus. When I come back on, I'm going to have that in my wheelhouse. It's going to be within my capacity, but I need a second to adjust. It's just that recalibration. It's the reboot of your body. After that reboot comes back on, right? It's now a part of the software again of your body and your nervous system, which is great. Oftentimes we can get stuck in the symptom flare piece and not realize that recalibration improved capacity after. So this is how I want you to reframe your recovery, focusing on recalibration, new abilities, right, that you have after you've challenged your system a little bit and it needed that time to reboot. What more can you do now? This is where journaling can be really, really helpful, is seeing like, what did I do this week? What led to some increased symptoms or warning signs? But now, what am I doing next week or, in weeks going forward that I wasn't able to do before, right? When you can look back and see what you did last week, 2 weeks ago, a month ago that caused a symptom flare versus what you did now that led to that similar symptom warning sign indicator. Oftentimes what we'll see when we zoom out in that bigger picture is it's taking more for warning signs to be triggered, and or it is shorter reboot periods. So maybe before, where it was a couple of days before you were back up and running and able to do things, you just need to sleep it off. Next day, you're kind of back to your usual activity. Maybe taking it slightly easier, but not anything that is waking up with significant symptoms, right? We're seeing improvements in these recovery times. So those dips in ability and capacity are very, very short. And the spikes in time that you're spending where you're able to do more is much longer, which is awesome. Those are good signs that you're recovering, right? And it is really helpful to sit in that and acknowledge the improvements versus sitting in the negative aspect of, well, I had symptoms again, or well, this caused symptoms. Maybe it's not causing symptoms as quickly, or maybe the symptoms aren't lasting as long. Those are really important things to focus on that's gonna keep moving your recovery forward. If you're having a hard time or feeling like your recovery has stalled, please use the link in the caption to schedule a connection call and see if Reboot Concussion Recovery can be beneficial for you. We're here to help you in your recovery journey and wishing you all the best. Have a great day.